Have you ever prayed for something with all your heart, but nothing happened? Maybe you prayed for healing, but the situation seemed to get worse. Maybe you prayed for your family, but the problem continued. Maybe you prayed for a new opportunity, but every door seemed to close. Maybe you prayed for an answer, but all you heard was silence, and eventually, you started asking a painful question. God, are you even listening to me? If you have ever felt that way, this message is for you, because sometimes the hardest part of prayer is not praying, it is waiting. We often believe that if God hears our prayers, He should answer them exactly when we ask, and exactly how we expect. But the Bible shows us something deeper. God hears His children, but hearing does not always mean giving us the answer we expected. Sometimes God answers with yes, sometimes He answers with wait, and sometimes He answers by closing a door that we desperately wanted to walk through. That can be painful, but a closed door does not mean God has abandoned you. Sometimes it means He sees something that you cannot see. Think about your own life for a moment. Maybe there is something you have been praying about for months. Maybe you keep asking God to change your circumstances. Maybe you keep asking Him to restore a relationship. Maybe you are waiting for financial breakthrough. Maybe you are praying for healing. Or maybe you simply want God to show you what to do next. And every day you ask the same question, Lord, when will something change? But what if God is doing something deeper than simply changing your circumstances? What if He is changing you while you are waiting? The Bible tells us in 1 John 5:14 that we can have confidence when we approach God, knowing that He hears us when we ask according to His will. Notice something important. It says, according to His will. Prayer is not about making God follow our plans. Prayer is about bringing our hearts into alignment with His. Sometimes we think we know exactly what we need, but God knows what we need tomorrow, next year, and even beyond what we can see. You may be asking God for a door to open, but God may know that what is behind that door would hurt you. You may be asking Him to keep someone in your life, but God may know that person is taking you away from Him. You may be asking for something immediately, but God may know that you are not ready for what you are asking for. And sometimes the answer is not no. Sometimes it is simply not yet. Waiting can be one of the hardest tests of faith, because when God is silent, our minds begin to create answers. We start thinking, maybe God forgot me. Maybe God doesn't care. Maybe my prayers don't matter. Maybe God answers everyone except me. But silence is not the same thing as absence. You may not hear God, but that does not mean He is not working. Think about a seed planted beneath the ground. For days, you may see nothing. The soil looks exactly the same, but underneath the surface, something is happening. Roots are growing. Life is developing. The seed is not dead simply because you cannot see it. Your prayer can sometimes be like that. You may not see anything changing, but God may be working in places you cannot see. And this is where faith becomes real. Faith is easy when you can see the answer. Faith becomes powerful when you continue trusting God before the answer appears. Jesus taught His followers to ask, seek, and knock. That means we should not stop praying simply because the answer has not come yet. Keep asking, keep seeking, and keep knocking. Not because God needs to be convinced to care about you, but because persistent prayer keeps your heart connected to Him. Sometimes, while you are waiting for God to change your situation, God changes your heart. You begin with fear, but you learn peace. You begin with confusion, but you learn trust. You begin by asking, God, why? And eventually you begin saying, God, I don't understand, but I trust you. That is a completely different kind of faith. Look at Elijah. James tells us that Elijah was a human being, just like us. He prayed with faith, and God answered his prayer in a powerful way. But Elijah's story also reminds us that faith does not mean being a person who never becomes tired or discouraged. Even strong believers can have difficult moments. Even faithful people can feel weak. Even people who pray can have seasons when they wonder what God is doing. So if you are tired today, don't be ashamed. If you are struggling to believe, don't run away from God. Run toward Him. Tell Him the truth. Tell Him, Lord, I'm tired. Lord, I'm confused. Lord, I don't understand. Lord, I need you. You don't have to use perfect words. You don't have to pretend to be strong. God already knows what is inside your heart. And sometimes the most powerful prayer is simply, God, help me. Maybe that is your prayer today. And if it is, keep praying. Don't give up just because the answer has not arrived yet. Remember this. God's delay is not necessarily God's denial. Sometimes the waiting season is preparing you for the answer. Sometimes the waiting season is protecting you from the wrong answer. And sometimes the waiting season is teaching you that your peace cannot depend on getting everything you want. You can walk through a storm without believing that God has left you. And maybe that is what God wants to teach you right now. Not simply how to receive an answer, but how to trust Him before the answer comes. So if you are praying for something today, don't stop. If you are waiting for healing, keep praying. If you are waiting for provision, keep praying. If you are waiting for your family to change, keep praying. If you are waiting for direction, keep praying. If you are waiting for a door to open, keep praying. But while you pray, also say, Lord, if my plan is not your plan, change my heart. Give me the strength to accept your timing. Give me the wisdom to recognize your answer. And give me the faith to trust you even when I don't understand. Because one day, you may look back at the prayer you thought God ignored and realize that He was working all along. You may discover that the door He closed protected you. The delay strengthened you. The waiting prepared you. And the season that made you cry brought you closer to Him. So don't give up. Your prayer is not meaningless. Your tears are not invisible. Your waiting is not wasted. God sees you. God knows you. And even when you cannot understand what He is doing, you can still trust who He is. Maybe you don't need God to explain everything today. Maybe you simply need enough faith to take the next step. So keep praying, keep believing, and keep trusting. And when you don't understand the answer, remember this. God's silence does not mean God has forgotten you. The story is not finished. The answer may not look like what you expected, but God's plan is bigger than what you can see. And if you continue walking with Him, one day you may look back and realize that even in the silence, God was there. If this message spoke to your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who may be waiting for an answer from God today. And if you want more Bible-based messages that strengthen your faith, subscribe and stay connected, because your prayer may still be waiting for an answer. But God is not finished with your story yet.